What's up everyone, this Lion Sonic fan here, and today, as an annual New Year's tradition on this channel, I am going to be counting down my top 10 playthroughs of 2020. Note that the games on this list don't have to be from 2020. In fact, there's not a single playthrough I did this year that released in 2020. These are only the playthroughs I did this year. With that said, let's get this list started. Coming in at number 10 is Modern Warfare. I want to make it really clear that I hate this game. Yep, I hate it. I won't get into the multiplayer or Spec Ops, but what I will talk about is the campaign. This campaign is easily the worst Call of Duty campaign I've ever played. Note that I've played every single Call of Duty game with the exception of the original Trilogy and Modern Warfare 3, so that's a big statement coming from me, but it's true, this game sucks. The characters are boring and lifeless, the game does nothing to make you care about its story, and half of these missions were just boring. Some of them were very creative and cool, but they weren't enough to save this campaign. Modern Warfare 2019 takes the number 10 spot. Coming in at number 9 is Resident Evil 0. Now, I don't hate this game. However, this was still a bland, mediocre mess. Resident Evil 0's pacing is awful, and the story was a massive missed opportunity. However, the game still looked really good, and it was fun at times in certain scenarios, to be fair. And whenever the story went full balls to the wall, it did get pretty entertaining, and the soundtrack has its moments. So, yeah, this isn't a bad game, but it's definitely not special, and I won't be revisiting it anytime soon. And that's why Resident Evil 0 takes the number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8 is Borderlands Remastered. This is where the picks on this list start getting good. What is there to say about Borderlands that hasn't already been said? The cel-shaded style was nice to revisit, leveling up your character and getting increasingly powerful was fun as always, and I got to play it with Andrew, which was a blast. And it was nice to revisit a primitive entry in the series after playing the pre-sequel. Problems? Well, the game floods you with side missions, and even then we beat the game in just 3 playing sessions. Still an incredibly fun game though, and it comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy. Good old Crash Bandicoot. First things first, the graphics for this game were amazing to look at. It actually looked like a fully realized CG movie. And it was just fun going back to a simpler time in gaming and playing through the trilogy that revolutionized 3D platforming. And the controls were pretty solid and a lot of the levels were pretty fun, especially in Crash 2 and 3. The only thing holding this series back is the fact that it nearly made me put a hole through my TV with some of its absurdly hard levels, and despite being revolutionary for gaming, the series is still very primitive and basic. But that doesn't mean it wasn't fun, because it was, and the Insane Trilogy comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Titanfall 2. Wow, what a game. I guess when it comes to the pros, I should start out with saying I love the settings and world building of this universe. It's all very interesting. And next comes the gameplay. What a fun game. Whether you're playing as a soldier with enhanced movement and weaponry or controlling an insanely powerful Titan, the gameplay was addicting and fun. And the levels do a great job of mixing things up and messing around a bit with the formula. This game was fun to play, but another thing that holds it up is the bond between Jack and BT, which was amazing, and the ending still hurts. This game was a lot of fun, and the only thing that holds it back is it not being too long. Still a fun game, and it's earned the number 6 entry. Coming in at number 5 is Bioshock. I went into this game not knowing what to expect, and I came out speechless. The gameplay to this game is unlike anything I've ever played. It's a strange mix between survival horror, RPGs, and first-person shooters. The way you naturally grow stronger and the amount of customization when it comes to your abilities is amazing. While combat with enemies wasn't too exciting, the beautifully disturbing scenery and atmosphere absolutely nailed it. And the story, my god, the story. While it may be a little confusing at first, now that I fully understand what the heck was going on, the story to this game rules. It's creative, has an amazing twist, and great lore and sci-fi explanations to the stuff you see throughout the game. Bioshock is amazing, and it well more than earns the number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4 is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. While Bioshock may be more impressive, I just had too much fun with this game. The story presents you with great characters, many mysteries that relate to real life history, and a lot of funny moments. And not only does the game look beautiful, but the gameplay is pretty fun. The combat is addicting, the platforming is great, and the puzzles, while a little too on the nose, are admittedly fun to solve. This game is perfect in nearly every category, and it would have earned a 5 out of 5 in my review, but I felt its story and gameplay is just a little too basic to be considered anything remarkable. Still a fun game, and I'm giving it the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3 is Resident Evil Remake, the perfect Resident Evil game. I'm just gonna rapid fire to this one. Amazing visuals that have yet to age, amazing atmosphere, S-tier pacing, engaging story, fun puzzles, chill sandwich callback, great survival horror gameplay. Want my full opinion? Go watch my review. 5 out of 5, perfect game, go buy it, number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Detroit Become Human. Now, after my playthrough was completed, I actually learned that a good number of people don't like this game and think it has a dumb story. I respect their opinion, but honestly, I don't see any cons when it comes to this game with the exception of a few outlandish consequences for harmless decisions. So, yeah, why do I love this game? Well, first, I'll say the graphics and presentation seen here is absolutely S-tier. Probably one of the better looking games I've ever seen. Second, the amount of choices and outcomes that come in this game is simply put revolutionary. There's so much freedom when it comes to decision making and so many alternative pathways. It's amazing. And third, I really like the story. I liked all of the main and some of the side characters, and I thought playing as 3 different characters with entirely different perspectives and situations was an awesome move. And the way the story flows and naturally progresses with each character you play as was really nice too. I love this game. While it was really stressful to play, it was an amazing game and it deserves my number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1 is...
The Last of Us Part 2.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Coming in at number 1 is Resident Evil Code Veronica. God, I love this game. The story to Code Veronica is very simple, yet it was so engaging and had so many jaw-dropping revelations and moments. For a PS2 game, this game looks really good, and the soundtrack is probably one of my favorite soundtracks seen in any game. The pacing was also strong for the most part, and the progression of your equipment and items never got old. What can I say? I love this game to death, and it's not only my favorite Resident Evil game, but my favorite playthrough of 2020 easily. So, yeah, what about you guys? If you have any fun games you played this year, let me know in the comments below. And please, God, let 2021 not suck as much. Anyways, peace everyone.